Hello and welcome to my channel, ladies. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're one of my wonderful subscribers, hello again. My name is Jax, also known as Jordan, and this is where I share our journey on building out our family. Today, I want to make a counterpart to my adoption fear video, which I will link up above if you haven't already watched it. It's a video where I go through some of my biggest fears about approaching adoption. But now that I've had some time to sit on it, and now that I've kind of decided that I want to have a positive view of all things adoption going forward, you can see last week's video about me rallying to get a better handle on what I mean by that. I just want to go forward with adoption with a positive attitude and really believe that 2019 is the year that we're going to build out our family. So with that, I took some time to think about the positives, the pros, if you will, to going with adoption over more fertility treatment. And here's what I got. So let this serve as kind of a rallying point, a positive encouragement video for everyone that's going through adoption and feels left out from the world of pregnancy or fertility treatments or building out your family some other way. Let this just be a few shining silver linings to this whole situation to get you through it. If you want to follow along with our infertility journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you along the way. The first pro that I thought of was hormones. Not only do you avoid fertility treatment hormones, you avoid pregnancy hormones, so you get to take your first stab at parenting. If you're like us, this will be our first child. You'll get to take your first stab at parenting on normal hormones. So you'll go into it, granted with lack of sleep, but at least a clear head from all of the hormones that usually go along with building out your family. Next is that you're usually matched with a family way further along in the pregnancy than obviously when you find out you're pregnant yourself. So that really reduces the fear of miscarriage or something going on. Usually they don't match until they know the gender. So that's the anatomy scan, and that has to come back all clear. So there's a lot of things that have already happened, and you're not waiting for that next piece of news like you usually are with fertility treatments or pregnancy. And that brings me just a lot of peace of mind given our history. If you are new here and you don't know what I mean by that, here's a 2-year summary of everything we've been through to get you up to speed. Next is, even though the adoption experience as a whole may be longer than just getting pregnant and waiting your 9 months, usually once you're matched, it's a much shorter time frame. So you don't have, again, that anxiety for the full 9 months of a pregnancy. It might just be 1 or 2 months, or it might be none if you get an emergency placement. So that's kind of fun to think about, that you'll have all of that prep and all of the buying of baby clothes and setting up the nursery if you are not like me and have already done it. Then you'll get to do all of that in a really condensed fashion, which can be really fun. Next is the 100% certainty you're getting a baby. If you stick with adoption, you will get a placement. Unlike fertility treatments where you can go at it for years and years and no one guarantees you success, most adoption agencies can at least promise you that if you stick with it, eventually they will find you a placement. Along the lines of the wait being shorter or you never really knowing when it would happen, is you have the opportunity to surprise family. I know there's some really great videos floating around out there of people who were like working abroad and hid their pregnancy and came back with a grandchild, but with adoption, it's a real possibility where you could get an emergency placement and then get to surprise your family the next day with their grandchild or niece or whatever. On a more practical note, with infant adoptions, you're most likely going to be using formula, because just major kudos to the people that decide to try to induce breastfeeding with adoptive kids. No, I'm not for that life. See point number 1 about less hormones. I'm not about to indefinitely go on hormones to try to do that. I'm cool. There's other options, like formula, which leaves your baby fuller for longer, which means you do less feeds, and they usually sleep through the night quicker than babies who are exclusively breastfed. Another cool point of adoption is that it opens up the possibility to being exposed to races and cultures that aren't your own, or your husband's, or your partner's. which means you get to explore China or Africa or Russia. You get to immerse yourself in these cultures for the benefit of your child, but I don't think anybody is disappointed by a 2-week vacation in China. So there's just a cool opportunity to learn more and really have fun with other cultures that you might not have otherwise been motivated to go explore. And finally, you get to help a birth mother in need. And if you are lucky enough to enter into an open adoption, then you get to build out a relationship with that birth mother, which is a incredibly unique and often rewarding experience. These are just some of the things that I am looking to in the next few weeks to really build up some positive energy around adoption, put that good energy out in the world, if you will. If you have other ones that you can think of, please leave them in the comments below. It was actually kind of difficult to figure out that list, but once I started thinking about it, it helped out a lot. So I would very much love to add some more to that list. But until next time, ladies, keep on fighting.